It's a familiar story in an MI-RCB game. Hardik Pandya has done it for the second time this season against Bangalore, just like how AB de Villiers had done for the second time this season against Mumbai. In the end, he ensures that MI get over the line with 7 balls to spare. 22 of 11, the game looked exciting. Pawan Negi, it could have worked, it couldn't have, and it turned out to work in Mumbai's favour. 171 proving to be that little 15-20 below par, with Lasith Malinga among the wickets on his return. It's what Murali Kartik and Sean Tate said at halftime, that it will be slightly below par. Just looking back at that game with them, and I think I have to start with the choice and the decision to give Pawan Negi that 19th over. What did you make of it?
Look, I understand where he's coming from, because Pawan Negi was getting the ball to spin, and also with both Polly and Hardik Pandya trying to or good against pacers, and the fact that they tee off easily. The idea was right. It's just that the execution didn't.
What would you, as a left-arm spinner, would have liked Pawan Negi to bowl if he's given that?
Look, I don't know how dewy the ball was. If it was, he did allude to the fact that there was dew, and if there was dew, then can a spinner do anything? I don't think so. If there was no dew, obviously, then what you want to do as a spinner is that keep it slightly outside the off stump, pitch it up, and try and spin it as big as you can, because they're going to swing across the line, and that's all you can hope for. The number of runs required. It was not as if they needed 25 runs. It was whatever they needed. So that's all you can say. But I understand where the idea is. And also, was Pawan Negi the right person to do it?
Okay, that's the other one. It's one thing you have a left-arm spin, and the data might suggest that left-arm spin is not something that Pollard or Hardik strike big against. But you've got Pawan Negi. He's not bowled particularly well on the night already, Teddy. And you did have Umesh Yadav, but that's not showing a huge amount of confidence in your lead bowler.
That's the problem there. I think they don't have the confidence in even Saini at the death or Umesh. I mean, I look at Saini and go, well, he bowled that really heavy, that good heavy length that they found hard to, the ones they found hard to hit off him was a heavy length. So I thought maybe that was worth a shout. I mean, even if he's not going to hit his Yorkers. I just feel with those two guys that strike the ball down the ground so well, bowling a slow bowler was not the option, in my opinion.
It looked
it's just too easy. I mean, Pollard, if it's anywhere near his half, he hits it for 6, and Pandya's the same, and they've got enough time to sit back and hit it down the ground as well.
I mean, we saw that first ball which turned, and that's not the first time we saw it. We saw this surface batsman surprise, Surya Kumar Yadav earlier too, the one that got Rohit Sharma. It had something for the spinners, but it wasn't happening every ball. So what was it? Just explain that.
No, I don't think every ball the spinner also tries to spin, isn't it? When the ball is doing something, then obviously you mix it up. So it doesn't have to go every ball, and the spinner doesn't have to try and bowl that spinner, big spinner, every ball. But having said that, I understand where the idea is. It would have been a great idea say if you had a Daniel Vettori or someone else like that quality.
Or Murali Kartik?
No, Murali Kartik would have finished the game in 2 balls. But somebody like a Dan Vettori or Swanee in a Harbhajan, skilled left-arm spinner. You get the length right, you get the line right.
With due respect to Pawan Negi.
Yeah, with due respect to Pawan Negi. The idea was right, but
Okay. The other interesting part was that it seemed like it was a call that was initiated, suggested, or even firmly requested by Ashish Nehra, the coach.
Yeah, look, as I said, I won't be critical of that, because given the way Hardik and Pollard have gone against the seamers, the idea was right. But as again and again, no point in harping on the same thing. It's just that the execution and the choice of bowler, or with due respect, the quality of or the pedigree of the bowler.
I must lastly, what do you make of this thing of the coach getting involved in that key decision to a captain who's leading India in all 3 formats? You would think he should be the final man calling the shots. It happens a lot in T20 cricket. What do you make of it if you were Virat Kohli at that point?
I mean, I don't mind it. I think the coaches are paid to be there and make decisions as well. I don't mind it at all. And sometimes, honestly, I mean, they haven't got the greatest bowling attack, performance-wise. So I suppose Virat might have been a bit like, well, you know, you've just got to try something and go with it. That's what I think Ashish was doing. He's like, just bowl the left arm and see how it goes. And at the end of it, you saw him as well say, well, we tried it. But I personally disagree with the decision. I think you've got to put more pressure on the 2 blokes that hit the ball down the ground so well. You've got to put more pressure on them with your faster bowlers.
All right. Well, so Sean Tate would have gone with the faster bowlers. Murali Kartik pointing out how perhaps the idea was right, but the personnel, the execution were question marks for RCB. As it turns out, 22 of 11 is hard at the Wankhede, and it turned out to be an over that, with an over to spare, now looks like a worse decision in hindsight, but something different for us to look at. Let's focus on Hardik Pandya's cameo though, to just ensure that this wouldn't become like some of the second innings chases we've seen in the IPL of late, Kartik, and this just continues to extend Hardik Pandya's very good run of form with the bat this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, it seems as if he has found this template, just like AB de Villiers and Brendan McCullum used to like shuffle in and just wait for it. I would like to get Sean's idea on, as a fast bowler, guys are still bowling length to him rather than going into his legs, because he's got that flayed right leg and back leg, and then you suddenly need to go depth and need to actually go Yorker. So it's tough. We saw AB de Villiers struggle against Bumrah when he bowled that. I don't know why people are still bowling length to him.
I've been talking about this the whole time I've been here this IPL, and I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but the Yorker on the stumps, even this wide Yorker stuff, maybe for a change-up delivery, change the batsman's hands, but your chance of bowling a wide, which is happening all the time, if you bowl a half volley outside off stump, it's easy pickings. You're not going to get a wicket out there. If they bowl a Yorker on the stumps and get it right, and Hardy gets cleaned up, the game changes completely.
What if you don't have the confidence to execute that Yorker? Then the margins would result in Hardik Pandya picking you up like he has done.
There's two things there. If you don't have the confidence to hit Yorker, stick to something simple that is your strength and you know comes off. It might not come off that night, but you know you're a chance of pulling off because that's your strength and you know where you're going to bowl. The other thing is, bowlers got to start hitting Yorkers at training and practicing it. And you need to, a captain, this whole thing of captain having one death bowler, no. Captain should be able to go to 3 different guys and go, tonight might be your night, you've been practicing the nets, let's go. That's what professional cricket is.
Look, if you're not able to hit that and not even trying to do that, then we should not be playing. It's as simple as that, because we do practice our skills. And I'm going for every bowler. Because you are playing T20, you have to practice it, you have to nail it. That's why Bumrah is good, that's why Malinga is good, that's why Wasim Bhai was great. Because they could nail it. And that's why some of these death specialists are so good, because they have to practice those skills. It's not just practicing the skills when there is no pressure and there are just 2 boots lying there on a single wicket. It's when you're in a cauldron, there is something against it. So
Train with purpose. You go to a net session, you just run in a bowl.
You try it, you miss it, then it's a. But if you're not trying it, then there's something. And also with the way he's going across, even if he gets hit on the pad,
he's your wicket. He's a goner.
So I don't understand that.
And I'm assuming world bowlers are also, world teams are taking note, because if Hardik Pandya is going to play a similar sort of role for India in the World Cup, I don't rule out that he might try something like this. Taking on pace bowlers and hitting them for boundaries has not necessarily been Hardik Pandya's
even to Andre Russell. How many times have we seen a Yorker and he's been cleaned up by Shami, which ended up being in a no ball? Kagiso Rabada in that super over. Old-fashioned Yorker is the toughest thing to hit.
Yep. I've been preaching about it for a long time, but it doesn't
Very well. The Yorker is going out of fashion. It wasn't tried.
The new thing which has come into fashion, which everybody's trying, is a wide line Yorker, which nobody is able to nail, and the batsman shuffles in, backs away, and the umpire is only giving a wide.
Oh, sometimes I've seen worse. I've seen the third man in with the wide Yorker.
Wide Yorker.
Which is more bemusing. But anyway, as it turned out, Hardik Pandya has seen the job home for Mumbai. And in his own words, he said it was getting a bit tricky to hit the big shots. What about RCB's bowling? It was an interesting one-KD surface. It's not with the dew that we saw spinners failing to control the ball. It was one where we saw the ball grip. We saw it turn. We got Moin and Chahal. Let's just have a look at how they bowled. Between the 8 overs of Yuzvendra Chahal and Moin Ali, they've gone at an economy of under 6. The other guys have gone at 11.5. Kartik, just take me through why this surface was helping the likes of Chahal, Ali, and what was it that they did that ensured that these are the striking difference?
Okay, it's a tough one sitting here, but 1KD, that red soil, if it's slightly dry, it's a brilliant place for a spinner to bowl.
You would know.
Absolutely, because you get the bounce, you get that fast turn. It's not that slow turn which sits and waits to be hit. So if you bowl well, you saw how people were taken by surprise, where it turned big and turned quick. If the surface is turning slow, the batsman can adjust. If the surface is turning fast, then that's where the problem arises with bounce. I think it was possibly one of those sticky surfaces or a dry surface which ended up. Even the new ball bowlers were getting something to jag around. So, it's a tough one sitting here. But,
I can imagine if, say, you had a Ravindra Jadeja in your arsenal.
Can you imagine?
In that situation, 22 fielder would have landed them.
I was thinking that watching this game, was like, this has got Jadeja written all over this pitch.
Or somebody like a Dan Vettori who could change his pace so much. At will, he could bowl a Yorker from that height. tough.
Good luck.
I mean,
Yeah, good luck facing that. Did RCB's bowlers bowl poorly for you in that regard? Would you have expected more out of the
I
rest
thought
of
there
the
was,
pitch?
yeah. I mean, early on they just bowled towards the legs again, the leg side, and just gave them easy shots off the pads. You're not going to get up too many wickets down there. I thought even Saini bowled a really good heavy length, but if you just shifted it just outside off stump and just trusted it through there, make them hit up through cover, on the up through cover, a chance of getting caught behind or a catch. So, I mean, again, easy sitting here talking about it. He showed some really good signs, but just not enough. I think, especially good players like De Kock and Rohit Sharma. I mean, you got to be spot on.
All right, let's just also compliment Mumbai's bowlers who ensured that there wasn't a big score to chase. Got their targets right, like they did. Perhaps they missed a few against Punjab and Delhi at the 1KD, but they in some ways restricted RCB to 171. That's in spite of the AB de Villiers innings. So Terry, what did Bumrah and Malinga get spot on this surface? If you look at the last 4 overs, you've got Bumrah going for 8 in his 17th, Malinga going for 8 in the 18th. 10 went of Bumrah's penultimate over, and then 9. So that's not bad. You take
Very
that
good.
8s and 9s, you take at the 1KD.
Absolutely, at the death anywhere, I think. And again, Malinga obviously, that Stoinis slow ball. Marcus Stoinis at the moment in this current age is one of the better players around the world. I suppose he's up. He's showing signs of becoming one of those sort of guys, all rounder. And Malinga, who's been around for donkey's years, has just completely upended him with a great change-up delivery. So he's still smart with the time he bowls his slow balls and his change-ups, and then obviously his Yorkers. I mean, yeah, that's just sticking to the basics and the strengths that Bumrah knows he bowls and Malinga knows he bowls. They stick to it, and there's no confusion. At the end there, we saw Bangalore bowling coach, captain, confusion about who's going to bowl. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm. Kartik, just word on Malinga. There's 3 wickets of slow balls. He's also the man of the match for this game. But why was it that this slow ball from Malinga, was it again the surface that was sort of helping him?
Not the surface, and also the action also makes a big difference. Why does Bumrah's or Mustafizur's? Because of the fact that their normal action and the way they bowl their slower one, there's a massive difference in the speeds, and also with the oddity in the action. It over enhances that slower one. It's not easy. That illusion is a lot more than compared to a normal clean action. I'm not saying that they're not clean. I'm just talking about the difference in the action, and the fact that from that change of pace is even more prominent.
Yeah, there used to be a time where he could crank 145 and the slow one was huge.
Yeah.
Now he's not bowling 145s, but that's still good enough for
Wiley.
Akshdeep Nath or Pawan Negi. It's still, and even Marcus Stoinis.
Absolutely. So, since he becomes man of the match, do I get extra points in Fab 4?
Let's find out. I don't think you'll need it.
Can we skip that?
Personally, I don't think you'll need
Skip
it.
the Fab 4, please.
Yeah, we'll skip it. We'll just show Kartik's points and yours. Let's have a look at the points. Kartik is very keen to see his Fab 4 points because he had a good pick of last time. Turn your eyes away, all of you. Parthiv Patel has got you the highest number of points, joint highest number of points along with Rohit Sharma. I feel for you because Jasprit Bumrah has got
Bumrah and
0.
Marcus Stoinis not get you a point? Tomorrow, I mean,
270.
I'm not letting this happen tomorrow.
Do you need some? Do you need some?
Look at that. Give me a couple.
To be fair,
two
Parthiv
of your
Patel
points.
has got you more points than Virat Kohli got him. So in some strange way, it doesn't always work out.
That's enough. I'm not
How
letting
many
this
did Quinton de Kock hit me? I forgot.
He got you a few
When I-
runs with the bat. And
I missed. I
lots
was
of
gloating.
catches.
I missed that.
So you still won the extra points for the man of the
Yeah,
match?
I would.
No?
You have to break a record, isn't it?
Lord. Merciless man, Murali Kartik. Thank you very much to you, Kartik. We'll see you in a couple of days. You're off for commentary tomorrow at Punjab. Terry, you're going nowhere. So see you tomorrow.
For a different quiz.
Work on your Fab 4. Maybe Kartik will send you a text quickly. I reckon these 4.
Guarantee tomorrow I'm winning that. There's
Yeah.
no way I'm
Sanjay
You have to
Manjrekar
beat
will be
Sanjay
here.
Manjrekar.
Oh,
Oh, the analyst.
Yeah,
No
the
problem at
analyst. Very well. Let's see if Sean Tate can win one tomorrow. Have a look at the points table and how this win for Mumbai has affected their numbers. So they go on third and they're joint on points with Delhi Capitals and separated
The four
only by
metros are
net
doing
run
well.
rate. Yeah, the big 4 cities are doing well. And there's a crowded bunch of 8 there between Kolkata and Punjab. Hyderabad with the game in hand could join that rank. And for Bangalore, well, after that sign of hope in Punjab, it's again another loss for them. We'll continue with build up to the game tomorrow. Punjab versus Rajasthan, 7:30 p.m. on ESPN Cricinfo Match Day 20. 6 p.m. of course for Face Off, our daily IPL quiz. Story from the 1KD of the night is that Mumbai have done the double over RCB and they've beaten them this time by 5 wickets.